A lot of consequences when your heart on your sleeve. You give these people what they want and they gon' take what they need. You delivered all the messages they never received. Sitting here at 23, I know that they envy me. First year like I'm rookie.
Look at the Sixers trying to be all right now.
Still trash.
I was about to say the same thing.
They're
Even
still
though
trash, bro.
I am wearing a Joel Embiid hoodie right now. But to be fair, it was a gift. And he be trashing other big men. And he's from Cameroon, and I'm from Cameroon.
Except for who? My boy. That's all.
You talking about Al Horford? Yeah, Al Horford be having clamps. Yeah, he had clamps.
Hey, and it's crazy because we actually do.
Yeah, because
I don't know about now, but before.
Hey, listen, no, we won the game the other night because Al Horford just staying like this the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, my knees are too old to be trying to go for your little, little dream shakes and stuff. So
yeah, little shimmies and all that.
Yeah, Al Horford. He's that man. Anyway, yo, welcome to another episode on WIT Sports. I'm Jalen. This is Justin. We're back. What's going on, everybody?
You like how
I give you no warning to that intro. I just boom.
We back in it.
Yeah, we back in it. It is what it is. How was your Thanksgiving, man?
Hey, bro, I ate so much food, so it was love, Grandma threw down. I was eating, bro. I had to take a little break. I felt fat, but we back. We good. How was yours?
It was good, man. Listen, a day where you're allowed to be fat, as fat as you want to be, that's a great holiday. That's why I'd be mad when they be trying to act like Thanksgiving. They just be skipping that joint. Halloween over. They be like Christmas. I'm like, whoa.
No. Yeah, Thanksgiving first.
Yeah, double F's is on the best day of the year. Food and football. Like, let's relax. Yep. Everybody, let's relax and let's just take the time to be thankful for this plate of food and be thankful that our grandma still know how to cook. Yep. Putting their foot in it. So, nah, man, listen. I can't complain. In the sports world, I mean, ain't much really happened. Like, nothing too crazy. Everything's kind of going as planned. The NBA is very, very balanced, which I'm loving it right now. If you're not watching NBA right now, I don't know what to tell you. Because
this is probably the best season in a while.
And surprisingly, for it being regular season games, they're actually playing pretty competitive. Like, it's not like your normal regular season year where Steph goes off for 66 and then they blow someone out by 40 points. Like, no, these games have been the other day I was watching Boston versus the Sixers and they was playing that thing like it was a playoff game. It was like the final score was 88-87 or something like that. I was like, damn.
we getting that 2090 feel again where it's just low scoring, grinded out games.
Yup.
Love it.
Yep. So
unless you Memphis. That Memphis game. Hey.
Listen.
Nah.
Listen, it happens though.
Nah, 73 does not just happen. That's not just it. Hey, bro, that's not just it happens.
Remember that year when the Warriors won by 73 games? They blew somebody out by 60 something. I was like, good God.
Yeah, I mean, but it's Memphis.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Memphis, but they're not bad, but you're not the 2015 Warriors where you're good enough to beat somebody at 73. I don't know why OKC throwing out that G League team 99 hours. That's wild to me.
That was about to be my next point though, too, though. Look at that OKC team though.
I don't think they had Shai
Alexander. And I'm about to say Shai Alexander didn't play. He is the team. OKC has that model of we get one or two really, really good scorers and everybody else sucks. And that's what happened. Their really, really good scorer was not playing. That's why they got waxed. Because you got to think, Shai would have had at least 30, so they would have only got blown out by 40.
I'm making no better, bro. I'm making no better.
It don't, but I seen games where people get blown out by 40. I'm like, God, damn. But 73, that was the dream team playing the second game against the college kids, and it was Like,
I ain't never ever seen nothing
I don't
like
even
that.
know how many. I hope OKC just has like a crap ton of first round picks. Cause I don't even know, like,
Nah,
are they
no, they do.
even?
They got mad first round picks.
They
They
have
got
to
like
be.
20. They have like 20 within the past, like in the
Because
next
I'm like,
5 years.
your team is way too bad right now to not have that many picks or something. Like,
Listen, all they're
so
gonna do is just package that up, get some star player right quick, and they'll be decent. That's what they was gonna do. Like,
listen, at this point, you don't even need a star player. Just trade a second rounder to get a very overhyped, glorified scorer to at least put fans in your seats. Because I would not be an OKC fan right now. I'd be like, yo, y'all, I would trade for Blake Griffin so that he could just dunk as much as he wants.
they went
This
from
nigga,
Russ and KD to this. Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's rough.
that's bad.
That's rough.
But outside of that, though, outside OKC games, I highly recommend y'all watch this year regular season games. They have actually been very entertaining. They actually look like they've been trying, which has been cool. So I'm down for that. In terms of the NFL, the Lions still suck. So that didn't change. That didn't change on Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
I even have a little hope. I was like, man, they actually started out playing a little decently. And I was like, oh, maybe they'll get an upset on Thanksgiving. Nope. Even Matt Nagy was like thanking the guys, like, oh man, you saved my job today. Like,
I really wanted the Lions to win just so Matt could get fired.
yeah,
That's it.
that would have been a nail in the
Um,
coffin, but unfortunately, they're still not good enough to even do that. Like,
sad.
I mean, the bright side is, hey, at least they won't be 0 and 17. They won't be the first team to be 0 and 17 because they got a tie. So I guess that
That's no help,
they
bro.
can still be 0 and 16, which is crazy to think about. Like, but like, hey, good for you know what? Shout out to Detroit because at least like when you know you're trash, but you still go out there every single Sunday and try to win. That's why they call them trash
we
cans.
we nah, bro. We respect it.
And they
We
believe they
respect it.
can every Sunday, and they just play like trash. Like,
Oh jeez.
bro, they're so bad. In other news, Antonio Brown. Hey, he hasn't been in the news in a while. Antonio Brown and Mike Edwards from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers recently received a 3-game suspension for falsifying their vaccination. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Aaron Rodgers, who also did this. It's very funny that Aaron Rodgers never received a suspension, but Antonio
Just
Brown
don't get
did.
it. I just don't get
So
it.
I want to know, before we go into our other stuff, I just want to get your reaction because I feel like you've been wanting to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, listen. We all know the NFL doesn't have a backbone.
No,
We all know that NFL is always afraid to do what's right, unless it's Tom Brady, which are always like, oh, let's just punish him. But unless it's Tom Brady, they're not punishing any quarterback for anything that they do. Um, and I just think it's really crazy because there's really no difference between what Aaron Rodgers and Antonio Brown did. At the end of the day, both of them lied about being vaccinated. Both of them partook in activities as if they were vaccinated, harming other players, harming the organization, putting people's lives at risk. And only one person got, fined, or not fined, one person got suspended for it. Now they slapped Aaron Rodgers with a $15K fine, which is $1 to him,
right,
only because of the party that he went to, not because of anything else.
right.
So really, Aaron Rodgers got hit with nothing for the same offense. So I'm very, very confused. I feel like Roger Goodell, the whole NFL needs to come out with some sort of statement as if, like, just to explain what the difference is. Like,
Right.
why you're doing this and why is it allowed for one player, not the other. Now, I get, like, it is actually legal to do what AB did, which is have a fake vaccination card. Like, that's illegal. However, based off the NFL rules, they should be treated as equal.
Right.
So I'm confused. I need the answer.
So I don't disagree with any of the points you made. I think it's very interesting. Like you said, at the end of the day, y'all both lied. Y'all both weren't following the protocols. Y'all both weren't wearing masks. Y'all both were in the media rooms when y'all weren't supposed to be. So at the same time, you guys you guys exposed everyone to the same risk of catching this virus. And this virus ain't no joke. So like, kind of, first of all, y'all are grown ass men. Like, be responsible. Like, that's like, if you don't want to get it, that's your business. I don't judge people who get it or don't. But if you don't get it though, like, at least be respectful to everybody else and follow the rules. So like, that is what it is. Like,
exactly.
Like, so I'm the only thing where I can say, outside of the point that you made, that it's actually illegal to falsify your document, because that's like a government document. A reason why he got the 3-game suspension and Aaron didn't. The only other thing is because I would think they're probably looking at it as, track record. Because Antonio Brown also has been in trouble and been in the news for a lot of stuff. And I think the league's tolerance for him and his antics are a lot less, they don't like him anymore. He's not, like, all jokes aside, out of all the years Aaron Rodgers been there, this last year and a half is the first time we ever saw any conflict. And most of that was more between him and the Packers, not the actual league. This is the first time Aaron Rodgers did something wrong in the league's eye, where Antonio Brown has been doing wrong since he left the Steelers. So, and it's been going on for like 3 to 4 years now. So I think maybe that's what it kind of entailed. And if they come out and say, hey, the reason why he got 3-game suspension and a fine, and he only got a fine, is because based off his track record, he's been in my office way too many times. And then if you come out like that and he falsified government documents, you tell me they say that, all right, then I can't say like, oh, it's a quarterback wide receiver thing. Because again,
while I don't disagree with you in that point, I think that's irrelevant. Like, I think that this, vaccine mandate is something that has nothing to do with his past. Like, if it was another, like, a misdemeanor or something else that he got in trouble with the law, then okay, that's different. But it's like, we're talking about vaccines here. So, like, if the NFL want to do that as a cop-out, I guess. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about, you falsified your documentation so that you can live the life that you wanted to live, just like everybody else. You want to be ousted and, just put to the side, like, treat it as different, like everybody else is. Everybody that wears masks on the field, it's kind of like it's a marker. Okay, you're not vaxxed. Okay, now people want to look at you different. And Aaron Rodgers, AB, and Edwards did not want that. Like,
I love how you didn't know his name. You're like,
hey, bro, listen,
Mike Edwards.
Not, no disrespect, bro. We don't really care about him right now. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, that's what it's about, is that you guys wanted to live a life, but didn't want to do what you needed to do to live that life.
Yeah.
So NFL needs to explain. Like, NFL needs to just be like, yo, like, why is it different? That's all. That's all.
Right. No. Yeah. Like I said, those would be the only differences I would see if they were trying to do it different. But at the bottom line, like you said, it comes down to safety. You put everybody at risk, because Lord knows if you had caused an outbreak and people would have passed, that would have, to me, at that point, that's on you, because the league put in these protocols for everyone to be safe. You choose not to follow that. And then if we would have found out after that, you're going to get a lot more than fines. Like, you'll probably get kicked out, or unless a civil action might be taken against you. Like, and at that point, I'm looking at you like,
hey, bro, yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah. Where again, it's just follow the rules. Like, follow the rules. That's the crazy part, is like, people act like it's so hard. Like, just follow the damn rules. Like, it's make life so much simple. Like, we've probably been done with all this and everybody just follow the rules. But that's one other conversation. But like, I don't understand. Like,
hey, bro.
But speaking of which we'll go into right now. We're coming up on week 13, or we're on week 13, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're about to gear up for playoffs. And we're talking about Tampa Bay. They're one of the teams that are actually within, the top 4 teams in the NFC. Right now, when you're looking at the NFC the top teams are Cardinals, Packers, Buccaneers, and Cowboys. In the AFC, you have Ravens, Patriots, Titans, and Chiefs. Now, the teams that you have kind of in the hunt or in the on the bubble, I guess would say, would be the Washington football team. Don't know how that happened. He said that's great. The 49ers. That's crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying. So as of right now, the Washington football team and the 49ers would be in the playoffs. Then on the bubble would be the Vikings, the Atlanta Falcons, which they started out 0-4, which is wild to think that. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Panthers, and the Saints. I guess the Bears and the Giants would be too, but I don't have no faith in
them. It's not even worth the mention, to be honest.
And then on the AFC side, if we would have ended today, technically Cincinnati, the Bills, and Chargers would have been the other teams. But on the bubble is the Broncos, Raiders, Colts, Browns, Steelers, and Dolphins. Okay. So based off all those teams, outside of the four, because I kind of agree with those four, that I still believe those four are going to be in the playoffs. Which team in the hunt can you see has the best chances of making the playoffs?
Let me go with the NFC first. My team right now, I think the Niners are going to make it. Okay. For sure. They had a kind of rocky start. They had some injuries. They had, can't think of his name right now. The quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, was hurt for a little bit. But they had a really, really, really nice win against the Rams a couple weeks back, and they've kind of just been slowly getting it together. They're 6-5 right now. I think they're a solid team. They have a solid defense. Their running game is good. And you just know what you're going to get from them. So I think that they're going to pose a threat to literally anybody that they face. I have no faith in Washington. I'm sorry. I can't believe that they're here. I ain't going to hold you. I can't believe that they're here. But yeah, I'm sorry. I think the Vikings will make it over them. And then for the AFC, obviously the Chargers will make it. I've been on their bandwagon forever. The Bills are going to make it. It's really that last.
It's that last spot, basically.
That last spot where we don't really know it. Looking at it, I'm going to give it to the Colts. I don't believe in the Raiders. I definitely don't believe in the Broncos. The Colts have actually been playing decent the past couple of weeks. Like, Jonathan Taylor is a monster, playing out of his mind. Should be getting MVP considerations. They don't give it to running backs, but whatever. But yeah, the Colts will probably make it 100%.
I don't disagree with you in two things. One, the Washington football team better not make the playoffs. And they don't even have their best player. Nah. And they got Taylor Heineke out there passing the ball.
Hey, don't disrespect. He looked tough.
No, I mean, I'm not disrespecting, but like, let's be honest though, too. He's no one's first choice. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Let's be honest. I'm gonna start with the NFC. I agree with you. The 49ers are definitely going to make it. I don't see them now, especially with all their players coming back, because people got to remember a lot of people were hurt in the beginning of the season. Like, now all their running backs are slated to come back soon, except for one, I believe. Jimmy G has been playing out of his mind. He's like, Trey who? Like, y'all thought y'all was about to give him my spot. April Fools. I would have had, it's really, like you said, it's really that 7th spot. I would have had Minnesota there. My only problem is Dalvin Cook's been in and out of the lineup. It's not sounding like he's going to, I don't know. It's that worries me because he is the bigger part of this puzzle. Mm-hmm. Like, to be honest, I'm kind of torn between two different teams, only because more or less their schedule, one of them being Philadelphia, because if they outside of, and I know they just had a bad game against the Giants, but if they pull it together, you would think if they win their next 4 games, like they're now 9-7. You know what I mean? Which is a very respectable record.
You know, as an Eagles fan, obviously, you know, I want that to happen. However, and I really thought that would happen if you spoke to me last week.
Right.
But that game against the Giants was so shitty, and it was such so demoralizing to me. Where the last couple games of our schedule to me are very easy. We have a very light schedule, and every single game is winnable.
Yeah.
We got the Jets, we got the Washington twice, and then we have
the Giants
Cowboys.
again. We got the Giants again and the Cowboys. Yeah, that's what I said. They really just win 4 out of 5.
Right.
They'll probably be in the playoffs.
Every game that we can win, you know, the Cowboys are going to be the toughest game out there. Every other game we should win. However, when you drop against the Cowboys in the fashion that you did, and I need to say this one more time, Jalen Rager, I need him fired. I need him waived. I need him as a ball boy, a water boy, whatever. Like, he needs to just be off the. He don't need to be a receiver anymore. We dealt with Nelson Aguilar already. We don't need Nelson Aguilar part 2. Dropped 2 passes that would have led to points in the same drive. So I'm really just so sick of them. But I don't know. Like, you're right. We have a chance. It's just, given how we played last Sunday, I don't know how to feel about them anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. If they could figure it out, I think this last week game was more of a, it's the Giants. Like, we got this. Like, and the Giants was like, oh, let me teach this young team a little something about a rivalry game. We might be trash the other 16 games or 15 games, but this game right here, like, we're gonna take this one serious. And that always happens at NFC. We everybody, will play poorly against everybody, great against everybody, but when it comes to your own divisional matchup, all that goes out the window. Everybody's starting with a new slate because it's a lot different. The energy is different. So my thing is, I can see them being the 7th seed if they figured it out. The other team, because I haven't given up on them quite yet, and I don't understand, and albeit, again, last week he played very, very bad, but he's also in a new system, and that's the Panthers with Cam Newton. I think he's good enough. And I think, yes, they just lost Christian McCaffrey, which kind of hurt, but I also feel like they have the ability to where they win at least 3 or 4 games. I think they could get in that spot. And that's really what it is. Who can rattle off these next couple, at least 3 to 4 wins in these next 5 games? And I think looking at, and I'm looking at these schedules, I don't believe in Washington because ultimately I think defense is carrying them. And I don't see that defense carrying them for 5 more games. They keep having spurts of great games. And if it wasn't for the fact that our division is so bad, they wouldn't even be in a conversation right now, in my opinion. But I think the Panthers defense is good enough. And if they could just string a couple of drives together, I think they can win those 3 to 4 games if they can figure out the quarterback thing. Because the way
I don't disagree with you either. But the next couple games are Falcons, Bills, Buccaneers twice, and the Saints.
Yeah.
So,
but my thing is Falcons are beatable, and it's a rivalry game. So I feel like they'll take it. One of those Buccaneers games, most of the starters are sitting out because Tom is way too old. I don't see them doing that. Again, depending on what time, by the time they get to the Chargers might already be locked into a playoff start, so they might be sitting people out. So those are your 3 games right there that you could possibly win if you play your cards right. It is a tougher schedule, but again, Tom Brady doesn't have one of his favorite targets in AB. Yeah, the Panther defense always give Tom trouble. It's not like he's invincible against them. One of those games is at home. And then, like I said, the Falcons, albeit they're playing very well right now and they're hot, the Falcons are still very beatable.
We don't believe in them.
Like the Cowboys showed us that a couple of weeks ago when they spanked them on Thursday Night Football. Very beatable. And all you gotta do is really get to Matt Ryan. So, which I think that Panthers defense can do. So those would be my two for the NFC. In terms of the AFC, honestly, I just have the Colts in there. Honestly, I don't believe in the Chargers making it, but that's just me. And the only reason why I have the Colts, because, like you said, Jonathan Taylor is on a whole new level right now. You know you're an MVP caliber type of player when you go to the starting quarterback and be like, listen, bro, all you have to do is not be yourself. Just do not turn the ball over. like he's literally that's literally, and like people were shocked, but I'm like, Frank Wright did this with a 40-year-old Phillip Rivers last year.
Yep.
And Phillip Rivers did not do nothing amazing. The only thing he did was not turn the ball over. And I think they finally got that message across to Carson, where it's like, bro, we don't need you to be Superman and try to run through 12 tackles, sprain both knees and ankles or whatever, then throw a pick and fumble every game. We just need you to throw it when someone's open and hand this ball off. And all of a sudden, now that they won 5, 6 in a row, something like that.
Yeah, they're on a little streak.
Yeah, I think the Colts always had a defense. I think now their offense is understanding. They're moving the ball because everyone knows their role. No one's playing hero ball but the running back. And that's because this man is dominating. This man had 185 yards the other day with 4 touchdowns. Rushing. That's not including the receiving touchdown.
It's a monster, bro.
Excuse me? This man had an Adrian Peterson performance. Even AP didn't have no 4 touchdowns.
Hey, bro, that's a nice little Derrick Henry stat, too. Derrick Henry numbers right there.
Yeah. Crazy. And if anybody taught us that, Ryan Tannehill taught us, listen, if I don't turn the ball over, I'm winning 9 games.
And look at them, 8-3, I think.
Yeah.
So
even without him, and that's the thing where it's
8-4.
That's the thing where it's I'm glad Carson's kind of finally figuring that out. You don't need to be Superman. You just need to not turn the ball over.
Right.
Because sometimes there'd be games where that stuff is cool.
A lot, bro. He tries to do so
much. That stuff is cool, and you win some games, but we lose a lot more when you throw 2 interceptions in the end zone and fumble the ball 3 times because you keep running. And I'm glad the Colts fan got the experience with the Philadelphia fans felt for all the years he was there. Because listen, it's tough because it's a roller coaster ride. Because you want to be up here with him, and then he do something, then you're down. Then he does something great, you're back up. Where it's bro, we just need to be even kill. Just ride the train on out. The Chargers to me, like I said, I knew that 4-0 start was just not it. The Chargers are kind of the Chargers. They are who they are. And they're starting to play like the Chargers that we all know and love. Very, very, they start out, they have their spurts of greatness, and then they always even out to be mediocre at some point of the season, which ends up keeping them out the playoffs.
Like I said, I don't think the Bengals are going to make it. I don't really have faith in them, which is why I'm saying the Chargers. Or which is why I'm saying the Colts. The Chargers making it for sure.
I don't know. The Bengals, you see Joe Burrow hit them with that cut. They tore them Steelers up.
Steelers are trash, bro. The Bengals are another team who I think you are who you are. So history is on my side, and I'm not saying that they're not good. I just believe in other teams more than them.
That's fair, but listen, Joe Burrow out there looking
nah, he tough too.
I was saying he kind of tough. I know the Bengals are who they are, but they also had Andy Dalton as a quarterback back then. Andy Dalton ain't no Joe Burrow. Let me tell you that.
But they also had AJ Green too. Like they've
Yeah,
always
but
had
it's
they've
Andy
always had a
Dalton.
receiver. No, I feel you, but they've always had a nice receiver, like regardless. So
I'll give you it when you were talking about like Carson Palmer and like Chad Ochocinco, but they also put up numbers. It was just the rest of the
for
team
sure.
was very bad.
Sure.
Like, but like this team is actually kind of all right because you got Joe Mixon in the backfield, you got Joe Burrow at quarterback, and then Jamar Chase is just killing everybody secondary.
Yeah,
and then you have all those other randomly good receivers that I don't remember all their names because they all
Tyler Boyd. Yep.
Yeah, they're all like weird ones, like something Simpson. I don't know, but they could catch the ball on like half our receivers, so that I know that. Like,
it's pain.
Listen, when Joe Burrow hit him with the little like I was like, this man just came off of a ACL tear or something. I'm like, he's feeling good against the Steelers. This man getting cuts.
I'm glad he's healthy. That's all.
Real quick before we move on to our next thing, what's worse, getting shook by Joe Burrow or getting hurdled by Tom Brady?
Oh, hurdled by Tom Brady, 100%, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If you get hurdled by Tom Brady, you need to leave NFL. Like, that should be the last game, bro. Like, you gotta retire mid-play. Just check out and take the stuff off. Like that's it.
They was like, Tom, was it a 20-yard run? He's like, no, I know it wasn't a 20-yard run, but listen, that was a good ass. And my man hurdled someone. He said, like,
yeah, hell no.
Dog, man. If I got hurt by Tom Brady, I'm like, Coach, let me blitz. Like,
nah, you gotta retire. You gotta retire.
I'm gonna retire after I get this big hit off of him. I gotta take him out for the season.
You need your lick back because
I'm taking him out for the season. As soon as they suspend me, I'm like, it's cool. I'm retiring from the game. So then that way the story wouldn't be, oh, he got hurdled. The story would be, oh, he's the one that hurt Tom Brady. Yeah, like I'd be like, Coach, blitz every time. Blitz.
You sound good, man.
That's trash. So based off these teams, who right now is your top MVP candidate?
Ooh. Top MVP candidate has to go to Lamar Jackson. Personally, that team would not be anywhere without him. There's no way in hell if you told me before the season that you would lose all your running backs and Marcus Peters, all the ACL tears, which is wild. And Ravens are sitting at first in the AFC. There's no way in hell they should be first. And the only reason why they are is because Lamar Jackson is a dog. Like, yeah, he's proven everybody wrong. He beat people in the past game. He's still a crazy rusher. Like,
remember, he's just a running back. He's not a quarterback.
But that guy's just a running back. Anyway, but yeah, that gotta be my MVP. Close second for me would be honestly, my close second would be Mac Jones. Not gonna lie, only because that team was also second.
The rookie.
The rookie, bro. That team was second in the AFC.
I ain't gonna lie.
And he plays pretty well. So, oh yeah. I mean, I hate the fact that they're good.
How did that happen? Someone explain to me how did that happen? Why did he fall so far to him?
Bill Belichick got his guy. That's what it is. Like, he got his guy.
But it's annoying because everybody and their grandma knew that's literally the perfect person he could get. If I'm a team, I'm just drafting him off the fact that I knew I didn't want him to have him. Like, listen. At this point,
we have to give Bill Belichick his kudos. And all right, bro, you got it. You were a great coach. Like, that's it.
If I am the Miami Dolphins and if I'm in their division, I already wasted all these draft picks before. What's one more if I know I'm stopping them? That's how I'm looking at it as a GM. I'm playing petty.
Yeah, you petty, bro. You petty.
Because why am I going to let them get the quarterback that I have to see for the next 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
No one in the draft room was like, he's dropping pretty far. Hey, what we got? hey, should we probably trade up to be petty? Like that's would be me. I'm like, listen, do we really need this 5th, 6th, and 7th round pick? Let's package our first and those 3 and then go up there.
Yeah.
Like,
listen, all I know is that they in for a rookie quarterback. The rookie quarterback's actually playing very well.
This man
It
whispered
makes
in
no
Roger.
sense.
This man whispered sweet nothing in Roger Goodell ear talking about something. I wanted to be here. Like what? Like,
Crazy, bro.
I'm glad both of their plans worked out perfectly, and now we gotta deal with this for the next. Yeah, see, look, we thought we were gonna have a break. Like, yeah, Tom Brady's gone. Like New England, we ain't gotta worry about those random ass Patriots fans that be popping up out of nowhere.
And now
I thought they were gonna.
are.
I thought they were gonna have another bad year. Like them having a bad year was a great year for me. I was like, God, like man, I don't have to worry about people talking about Patriots way, blah blah blah. And then
here we are.
Just when you thought things were gonna be good, Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. I was like, yeah, be petty, Tom. Go ahead and show off your 7th ring. Now all of a sudden, we're back, and I'm sitting here like, must be nice. Wish we had a quarterback perfect for us to just drop in there. But who am I? No, Lamar Jackson hands down should win MVP just because
100%.
They're the Baltimore Jacksons. They're not the Baltimore Ravens. They're the Baltimore Jacksons right now.
For sure.
And he's proven everybody wrong. I think he's near 3,000 yards already or over that just about. Like, he's doing it with his arm. Like, yes, he's still using his legs, but he's doing it with his arms. But at the same time, he has to be both. He reminds me of what Russell Wilson. Oh, my bad. He reminds me of what Russell Wilson was a couple years ago when he was literally like 90% of the offense. Like, because who's he going to hand it off to? You ain't got no running backs. Barely got any receivers that are healthy.
Yeah, right.
Like the defense is banged up. So it's literally like, hey, we're either going to have to outscore everybody or do I think they're going to go far in the playoffs? No, I don't think this type of football is sustainable. That's why the Seahawks always keep running into that wall. But I don't care if the fact that you're, like you said, the top of just the conference and you're winning really, really tough matchups. I think you cannot not hit, especially don't let him win against Pittsburgh. But like I said, Pittsburgh been trash, but at the same time, it's still a rivalry game. So they're going to give you everything they got. Don't let him win Pittsburgh. And then at that point, there's no convincing me. I would say
right now, go ahead.
No, I would just say I would say my close second would be Tom Brady just because again, he's just Tom. Yeah, he putting up numbers that at a 40-something years old that no one thought. So like if you gave it to him, I wouldn't be as upset if they end up having a better record or whatever, even though we all know Lamar should win that. But for me, it's tied between Tom Brady and Jonathan Taylor. I know running backs don't win it, but this man got 12,000 yards and he still has about 4 or 5 more weeks to go.
Here's my thing, bro. If they were going to give it to a running back, it should have been Derrick Henry last year.
Yeah.
He put up 2,000 yards. So they're not going to give it to Jonathan Taylor. As much as I love him, as much as he's a dog, they're not going to give it to him. So it is what it is at this point.
I know, but that, to me, that's my honorable mention because, like, again, Derrick Henry should have won it last year.
For sure.
Like, no if, ands, or buts. Like, he should have won it. No one knew who the Titans were before he came on there. Everyone doubted Derrick Henry because, remember, when he first came in the league, they thought he was a bust. So to revitalize your career at the Titans and making them relevant again, you should have won it. And then even same thing with Jonathan Taylor. Like, you are keeping the Colts alive right now. It's not the quarterback. It isn't the defense. It isn't anybody else. Like, he is running the ball. Like, I seen him make people miss tackles. He's running through tackles. Like, one of those 4 touchdowns, he had a 65-yard carry. Like,
right.
He is the offense right now. So he is my honorable second, tied for second, but I know they're not going to give it to him. But if he continues, if he gets 2,000 yards, to me, he makes a strong argument to be MVP. So, yeah, bro. But yeah, Team Lamar, Black quarterbacks matter, baby. Gang, 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 gang.
Lamar Jackson might hit 1,000 rushing yards as a quarterback.
Oh yeah, then he
Wild.
definitely got it.
It's
Hey,
wild.
but
He has
listen,
700 right now. So
hey, but Tom got that 11 though with a hurdle though. You got that? Hey, no, we had to fight. We had to square up. There's no way.
Like I said, he got to retire just off the strength. Like
Bro,
Tom Brady got that picture frame too. You got to retire, bro.
that's like getting dunked on by Michael Jordan when he played on the Wizards. Like, 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 bro, you just sit down. Sit down. Like, bro, that's trash. Before we go to our barbershop hot take, did I ever tell you that story where like we were watching? It was like during like Vince Carter's like last season, one of his last seasons in the NBA, and I think he was like with the Grizzlies at this point, and I was so excited because he did his nice little move. He did a two-handed dunk, and he dunked on some like bench player for the Sixers. I was hyped. I was like, "Let's go, Vince!" Like, blah, blah, blah. So one series went down. Someone missed and went out of bounds. They took Vince out. And I'm like, okay, he's just getting a breather. Bro, ain't see Vince Carter the rest of the game. This man had ice on his knees and stuff. And I was like, oh, he gave it all he got.
That was his last effort, bro. When I told him, what is all right? We love Vince. We love Vince.
Yo, I was like, he was done. I was like, oh, that was it. That was all the energy in the tank.
Bro said, I got one move. That's it.
My man sat down with 2 points. But that 2 points was that done.
And that's all that matters, bro.
Bro. You know what it is. Barbershop hot takes. My guy. What's your hot take this week? Man, we have been missing with these hot takes.
Trust me, we might miss with this. I might miss with this one too. But you know, I like this one for now. I think that the Rams will not make the playoffs. I have no faith in them anymore.
Wow.
You know, yeah, like I did a little bit digging. And they are 1-4. No, I think they're 1-4 against winning teams. So they only beat bad teams. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Titans, they lost to the Niners, and they lost to the Packers. They got the Jazz coming up, which they should win. But you still got the Cardinals, you still got the Vikings, you still got the Ravens, you still got the Niners again. So they haven't looked good against good teams. I have no reason to believe that they will. I think OBJ is out this upcoming week, which doesn't really matter because they didn't really use him anyway. But like, just saying, he out. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what's wrong with the team. I don't. They have everything that they need on paper. So they should be good. And I would think it'll be so funny to me if they just don't make the playoffs after all this hype.
So that was actually going to be my follow-up question to you. Who do you think the issue is there? Is it Sean McVay or would it be Matthew Stafford? Because the last couple of games, it looked like Matthew Stafford type lying games where like he just be throwing the ball, he just be looking bad. But we all know he's a gunslinger. Where Sean McVay is supposed to be this offensive genius of a coach, young coach in the NFL. Is it him or is it Matthew? Like, if they don't make the playoffs, who are you blaming?
If they don't make the playoffs, you would have to blame Stafford only because Sean McVay made the playoffs with Jared Goff. That's how I view it. I'm not saying that it's Matthew Stafford's fault, but if you're picking between the two, you got to realize, like, where is Jared Goff now?
Yeah, you know? That's true. So, and Matthew Stafford also wins more than 0 games with the Lions. He actually wins them 7 or 8 games.
Right, right. And obviously, Matthew Stafford's the better of the two, and that's not really the discussion. I just think that if I had to pick one, based off the history of Matthew Stafford, I honestly don't know though. Like it's a mystery to me.
Even with Sean McVay not wanting Jerry Goff and wanting a new quarterback or whatever, you still pick Matthew Stafford because technically part of it is kind of Sean McVay who wanted him there.
Oh, for sure. Sean McVay, in my opinion, they got the right person.
Yeah,
that's the person for their offense. And maybe you can charge it to play calling. Stop giving Cooper Kupp the ball every other play. Distribute a little bit more. Maybe that's an issue.
Right.
But again, I'm not ready to blame Sean McVay just yet.
Well, and I'll give you credit too. Like their wide receiver core is very thin because they lost Robert Woods, who was a problem for a lot of people. Because it's just like, all right, you can't double team Cooper Kupp because Robert Woods is on the other side.
Exactly right.
And they're missing that third receiver because, like in years past, it used to always be like Brandon Cooks or somebody like that. OBJ originally was supposed to be on their team before Robert Woods towards ACL, and then OBJ is just OBJ in it, which is not doing well. So again, I'm just saying, this is what the third team now. This is happening. It might just be a little bit overrated, everybody. I mean, he can prove me wrong next year. And if he proves me wrong next year, I'll be on here and be like, hey.
He still has room to prove us wrong this year, you know. But I've completely hopped off the bandwagon, to be honest. I don't really have much faith in him. He's a talent, but he doesn't really play.
I don't even think it's much as a talent thing as much as like injuries just got to him. Like it is what it is. Like it just happened. But I don't think he's nowhere near as good as he thinks he is still, which is the problem. And again, I think it's more or less because of all the injury he has more than anything. And it's a little bit of the mindset too. Like you can't think you're a superstar no more, but you putting up, wide receiver 3 numbers. Like, sorry. Like
right, yeah.
Like you can't think you're T.O. and Chad Ochocinco and you haven't been a wide receiver 1 your whole career. Like those two were allowed to have that kind of attitude because I know there's corners there's corners that still have nightmares of those two. And like a Randy Moss or something. You're not that. Like you never were. Even when you were good, you weren't that. Like no one feared you.
He was never that good. Right?
Yeah. Like if anything, Dez Bryant had a little bit more of a fear factor to him because Dez had talent and he had crazy speed. He just I don't know what was going on with Dez. He just being Dez. I listen. This boy, I'll take him as a receiver.
he can catch the ball. That's all that matters.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Listen, bro, one of these fly routes and catch the ball and like Jalen Rager. Like at this.
Hey, but I'm not even speaking on that man anymore. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm disgusted, bro. I'm disgusted.
It's okay. That my hot take. I don't even think I did an MVP. I think you did Justin Herbert, right?
Yeah, that was my hot take for the MVP.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but it's all right. Like,
yeah, whatever, I mean, no, I'm still sticking with it. Jonathan Taylor for MVP.
Oh, okay. All right.
What do you thought I was going to say?
I thought you were sticking with your Browns hot take. I was about to say, yeah, you got.
Bro, they making the playoffs, bro. What you talking about? They still on the hunt, bro.
I mean, they 6-6.
Oh,
just like the Colts.
Yeah, bro. Listen, they not that far behind from the little Chargers. Don't disrespect. Listen, the Chargers is 6-5. Like we're not gonna act like they all got really the same record. Like the Browns can still be in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I just don't want to hear it. That's all.
Bro, all you gotta do is get in. The Giants got an 8-8 one year and they won it all. Just saying.
Go ahead, stick with that Super Bowl pick if you want.
I don't even know what the Browns theme song is, but I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna play that thing.
It don't even matter, bro. It don't even matter.
Don't let the Browns win the Super Bowl for whatever, bro. If they win it, I'm losing my mind. I'm putting money. If they make it into the Super Bowl, I'm putting money down. I'm putting all my savings down.
Oh,
and then I'm gonna be playing the Browns theme song all the next the episode after that. Oh, you're gonna hear it. I'm gonna buy Browns gear. I'm gonna be a Browns fan.
You gonna buy a Baker Mayfield jersey?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%. Oh, I'm gonna be like, Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna make so many people mad. I'm gonna be like, put some respect on his name. Just like when Nick Foles won us the Super Bowl. Oh, Y'all can't slander Nick Foles to me at all. I will fight.
Oh yeah, nah.
I will fight
Ain't
anybody.
no Nick Foles slander out this way.
Oh, Nick Foles win of it. Huh?
He deserves a statue. I ain't gonna hold you. He deserves a statue.
I'm like, oh, Carson pretty much. It's
Right.
like anybody can be good during the regular season. Listen, Peyton Manning can tell you that all the time. It's when the playoffs when it counts.
Right.
47 points on the Vikings.
Trashed. Oh, beautiful game. Take us
Shootout between Tom Brady.
And it's your backup quarterback? Yeah.
Like people was like, oh, Derek Barnett's the one that got the fumble. But my man was literally putting up points like drive for drive with Tom Brady. The best of all time. Right. He matched drive for drive with him to keep us in the game. And the reason why that fumble was so big is because we were winning at that time.
Exactly. We already up, right?
But y'all wanted to ship him out, though. Okay. Yeah. The one guy that finally wins the Super Bowl. That's why I listen. That's why Philly fans think shit. I'm like, and I'm one of them, but still, like, that's why I have to say that. Y'all ain't shit. Like, y'all gonna ship out the one guy because the one quarterback didn't feel comfortable. And he didn't even stay with us anyway. Y'all see, look how dumb that's.
Really don't make no sense right now.
Yeah, that's why
they're in shambles, and it's okay.
Let me say this. Not all Philly fans ain't shit. There's a certain demographic that ain't shit. And when they give me their opinion, I'm like, y'all not shit. So I don't listen to y'all. That's how it works. Like, because I'm like, yo, y'all the worst, bro. They be making me mad.
Some of them, yep. Some of them.
Because they don't use logic. Like, what? First of all, it's football.
I don't know. You don't speak to them.
Listen. Anyway, join us next time as we talk about NBA, Justin's hairline. And no, I'm just kidding.
Still Chris.
All right, chill, relax. I haven't been to a barbershop in like 3 weeks, bro. It's been bad.
Hey, listen.
My barber.
You gotta call him now.
I mean, to be honest, though, the last time it was all my fault because I definitely scheduled it. Your boy got off of work and he was like, yeah, I can fit you in this time. He like moved his schedule around and like fit me in that night.
So you folded. Yeah.
Bro, I was tired, bro. I was like, I don't feel like driving all the way down there. I'm like, man, listen, I'm about to just go ahead and put this hat on and eat this turkey and call it a day. So, but listen. But no, for real though, thank you for watching with us. Please leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
A lot of consequences when you're hard on your sleeve. You give these people what they want and they gon' take what they need. You delivered all the messages they never received. Sitting here at 23, I know that they envy me. First year like I'm rookie, but I feel MVP. Small circle now, turn into a party of 3. And looking back, honestly, it's not that hard to believe. Cause me, myself, and I has really been